Greetings and welcome to the latest episode of Preserve the 80s. As you can see, I'm no longer in the Hyundai. This most recent time that it died, it could not be resurrected, so I had to, unfortunately, give up on it. I had a agonizing 13 years. I thank you for your service, Hyundai, and maybe we'll meet again in hell. Thought out of the way. Today I'm at Popeyes. It is a balmy 19 degrees after 4 straight days of single-digit weather. There is a shop right behind the Popeyes where I am right now. I went in there and bought a blueberry pie. It was on sale, $3.99. I will be enjoying that probably for breakfast tomorrow morning or possibly dessert tonight. More likely I'll split it up in between the two. But for now, we're going to deal with Popeyes. Kind of an odd thing happened when I was in there. Their menu went a bit haywire. The screen went black and it said Kernel Panic does not sync. And they're still trying to figure that out. I don't know quite what's going to happen there. But it did result in an unfortunate outcome for me. I was hoping to order a shrimp po' boy, but they could not understand me when I was ordering it, so I had to settle for popcorn shrimp instead. Popcorn shrimp is good. I'm definitely not upset about eating it, but the shrimp po' boy is just something else. And I don't like it they call it that, because you feel like anything but a poor boy when you're eating one of them. You feel like a rich man. If Tevye had one of those, he wouldn't have had to waste all that time dancing around the barn and bellowing. He just could have gone to Popeyes. But he chose to not do that. He chose to bellow and dance around the barn. What can you do? So here we have popcorn shrimp. Popeyes was originally called Chicken on the Run. Opened up in 1972. Sales weren't so good the first few years, and they changed the name to Popeyes in 1975. Though it's not named after the cartoon character, Popeye the Sailor Man. It's named after a detective in The French Connection. I don't remember why. A little bit before that, there was a chicken chain called Chicken Delight, which is actually still around, but it's but a shadow of its former self. It was one of the first restaurants in the country, restaurant chains that offered delivery as well as pickup. They had the tagline, "Don't cook tonight," called Chicken Delight, and that was referenced in the Sanford and Son episode, Sanford and Rising Sun, when Fred and Nacho convert the house into a restaurant, and Fred answers the phone, "Don't cook tonight, call Sanford Delight." And that episode always confused me, because it was never clear if it was a Chinese or a Japanese restaurant. They sort of interchangeably referred to it in each way. They had a lot of different Japanese and Chinese stereotypes throughout the episode. It seems they couldn't really decide what type of stereotyping they really wanted to do. And for that matter, Achu, he was played by Pat Morita, yet the slurs Fred would direct toward him were usually Chinese in nature, not Japanese. Not really sure why. We Mongolians don't get many slurs directed at us. But Chicken Delight was popular for a time, but they didn't really have very thorough franchising set up, and the rules were not strictly followed, so the quality was inconsistent. So a few bad apples spoiled the bunch and ruined their reputation. Then KFC stole their thunder by introducing their version of Extra Crispy, which used to be Chicken Delight's trademark. It's a shame. There's still some locations in Canada and some in the New York City area. Chicken Delight, speaking of it, makes me think of those Chicken Tonight commercials from around 1991.
Ragu introduces Chicken Tonight simmer sauces, and suddenly everybody's saying,
I feel like chicken tonight, like chicken tonight, chicken tonight.
Choose from 6 new sauces. Each one's made with real vegetables and herbs, so you can make dishes like country French chicken and chicken cacciatore. Just brown the chicken, simmer, and serve.
I feel like chicken tonight, like chicken tonight.
New Chicken Tonight simmer sauces from Ragu.
Chicken tonight.
Well, time to have some popcorn shrimp. I don't know what a kernel panic is, but I really wish they hadn't had one there. Because this is good, but I miss the roll and the lettuce and the sauce that would have been on the po' boy. This is a Dr. Pepper. In addition to being the favorite drink of Nathan Downhour, Dr. Pepper is also notable in that it is the only plum-flavored soda on the market. We also have a 3-piece meal. All dark meat, of course, because white meat is not as good. It appears they gave me 2 extra biscuits, which was nice of them. Still trying to figure out how to work the camera angles in this. In the Subaru, the dashboard is a lot higher up, so showing the food is proving difficult, but it's here. Now some butter packets, because everybody knows you can't eat fried chicken without butter. But I don't have a knife, so spreading this may be a challenge. But we will see, because it's pretty cold. It's very solid butter. Somebody across the street is shouting about something. Unfortunately, I didn't arrive at quite the right time. The best time to arrive at Popeyes is right when they're basting, or not basting, but brushing the biscuits down with that delicious melted butter. I got there when they were pretty dry, and there were about 3 or 4 of them left on the rack, so I got kind of the end of the batch here. It's a shame, but we will get some butter on there. Give a little bit of a facelift, if you will. part of the reason why I'm not having a blueberry pie with this meal is I have this apple cinnamon pie that Popeyes provided me with. Deep fried the way it should be. They didn't cave into the health Nazis. And hopefully they never will. Those baked apple pies at McDonald's, they'll break your heart. You just remember the way it used to be. And that's not to mention the McDonald's end cookies, which are nowhere to be found. Grimace tasted the best, even though they were all the same. It just must have been a psychological thing. Well, that pretty much puts a wrap on this installment of Preserve the 80s. There's not too much else to do but finish eating. My digestive system is still in shambles a bit from the food poisoning, but I just couldn't stay away. I'll probably pay for this later, but it's worth it. With that, I will bid you farewell.